Of all the auto brands on the road today, only one has been named the best auto brand for 6 straight years. That brand is Mazda. Come shop and save on the award-winning lineup of new Mazdas right now at Baton Rouge's Mazda dealer, Team Mazda on Airline.
Hi, business owners. Phase 3. Woohoo! But do your customers know you're back? Well, that's where the Clarence Bug Show and Pelican Broadcasting can help. Right now, we've got great rates on advertising packages to help you get the word out. Shoot me an email at bugsclarence@gmail.com. Or better yet, call me up. I'd love to talk with you. 225-485-6839. Let's get together and make Phase 3 the best it can possibly be.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
They said I could find you here. Why are you fishing? Our company's got to ship out 2 full color brochures and 20 color copies. You're killing me.
It's done. Designed, printed, packaged, and shipped.
How?
You just got to know the right people. Baker Printing, the printing people.
How come you get to fish in this private lake?
Like I said, you just got to know the right people. You can know the right people too.
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Hello and welcome to today's edition of the Clarence Bug Show. Here's hoping all is well with you and yours in your world. Since the last time we had the opportunity to spend some quality time with you and yours, roughly some 24 hours ago. Before we get into today's show, I want to give you guys and girls, particularly our friends on the West Bank in West Baton Rouge, a heads up. If you don't already know, tomorrow there is going to be an emergency exercise. It is an exercise only, but you will probably notice a very large law enforcement presence at Port Allen High School as a school planning exercise will be held by West Baton Rouge Parish's government and the school board. An emergency scenario will play out beginning tomorrow morning, April 7th, ending with the unification of schools and the press conference at the Port Allen Community Center. This exercise will provide information and test the plans that the parish and schools have developed to respond to emergency situations. This is according to Anthony Summers, the Assistant Director of the West Baton Rouge Office of Homeland Security, Emergency Preparedness, and 911. They stress, and this is important, there will be no threat to students or the public. But please, if you're there tomorrow, you can expect to see increased activity as well as a large increase in law enforcement presence in the area that may well end up causing some traffic congestion. You can tune in to the West Side Journal's Facebook page for a live look at the event tomorrow on April 7th. Govern yourselves accordingly and expect that ahead of time, and there will be no need to panic. You know, you will know ahead of time just exactly what is going on in that regard. Just a bit of prudent planning and exercises by the West Baton Rouge Parish government along with the schools over in the great parish of West Baton Rouge. Here, elsewhere in Louisiana, there is an old saying that politics makes strange bedfellows, meaning in the interest of politics, getting things done, there oftentimes will be individuals, entities, institutions that under normal circumstances you would not expect them to be, I don't necessarily want to say cahoots, but in agreement might be a better, a more applicable term to use here. And certainly in the upcoming legislative session of the Louisiana legislature, this is going to be the case. A bill has been introduced in the Louisiana State House of Representatives that is aimed at legalizing and decriminalizing the recreational use of marijuana in Louisiana. Believe it or not, it is sponsored by a Republican. Representative Richard Nelson is the author of this 22-page bill. Reading from B.R. Proud's website, the NBC affiliate, Channel 33 in the capital city, if approved by both the State House and Senate, it would be left up to you, the voters in Louisiana, to decide whether or not to make the recreational use of marijuana legal. It will be a constitutional amendment, which obviously, for those of us that paid attention in Louisiana history class and civics, will require a 2/3 majority of the members of the State House and Senate, plus a majority of the voters. Representative Nelson says that this bill would be beneficial to the economy. Quote, normally, big proponents of this follow a certain stereotype. I'm a conservative from a conservative district who's never smoked marijuana. This bill calls for an election on November of 2022, and if approved, the state as a whole will vote on each individual parish as well. So, if the state votes yes as a whole, recreational marijuana will be legalized. If the state votes no as a whole, the use of recreational marijuana will still be illegal. If the state votes yes and a parish votes no, the parish will not be able to have any businesses in it selling cannabis. However, marijuana would still be legal across the state. Quote, it would be like alcohol, like dry counties. And those of us that are getting up in age, we remember full well when there were dry parishes in Louisiana. Most notably for yours truly growing up in the capital city, there were times where you would leave East Baton Rouge Parish, go up to Zachary, Louisiana, before they were incorporated into East Baton Rouge, and there you couldn't buy alcohol. It was a dry portion of the parish. The quote continues, that was kind of the inspiration for this. There's places that don't agree with the sale of alcohol, so they don't sell alcohol. This bill states that no one under 21 years of age will be able to buy or sell marijuana. For those interested in selling, a special license has to be obtained by the Louisiana Department of Health. Representative Nelson also believes that this will limit the strain placed on the criminal justice system. He says drug courts are overwhelmed as we speak with minor drug offenses. I will be the first to admit I didn't see Louisiana getting into this arena this quickly. We are, by nature, a conservative state. But if you look around the country, the number of states and municipalities now that are embracing the fact that, quite frankly, our, quote, war on drugs has been a dismal failure. And with so many municipalities now looking with a very close eye at the amount of dollars that we spend in the criminal justice system, not to mention the court system as well, more and more municipalities are starting to wonder whether or not this is a good use of taxpayer dollars. Whether or not it passes, only time will tell. My gut tells me, and if you stick around long enough, if you are so fortunate as to God to bless you to be around a certain amount of time, you come to the realization, trust your gut, because it doesn't lead you wrong. My gut tells me there are going to be places that will approve it with a wide margin to spare. My gut also tells me there will be other parishes that are going to just as readily say, nah, that's not for us. And that is the beauty of the representative republic in which we live. And quite frankly, I applaud Representative Nelson for his approach to this. Whether or not it passes, only time will tell. You can probably expect to see a lot of money poured into this, because at the end of the day, politicians have never met a revenue stream they didn't like. And at the end of the day, if we're realistic about this, if the recreational consumption of marijuana remains illegal, it's not like the folks in the state that use marijuana recreationally are going to say, oh, well, I guess I just have to give up smoking it because, it didn't pass. We're all adults here, y'all. Let's be realistic about this. And at the end of the day, if you as a taxpayer are not willing to fork over any more of your hard-earned tax dollars to build additional jail space, to build additional court space, if you're not willing to spend more money on corrections, then it's pretty obvious we are going to have to, as a state and as individual parishes, prioritize what we want our approach to law enforcement to be. At the end of the day, there are only so many tax dollars to go around, unless, of course, you are willing to pay more. And I didn't mean to make y'all gag just now. I should have given you the heads up. But I, like you, value every single taxpayer dollar. And when there are only so many of them to go around, and East Baton Rouge, a limited amount of jail space, you've got to decide who you want to prosecute and who you don't. It may be best summarized, and I forget the gentleman, he used to be famous for saying this on my radio show in years past, but it makes perfect sense. He said, and I'll paraphrase here, jail should be for people we are afraid of, not for people we're mad at. You follow that? Jail should be for people that we are afraid of. Murderers, rapists, armed robbers, not people we're mad at. Why'd you drink so much? You know you get crazy when you drink. Why are you smoking that? You know I don't like the smell of that in my house. These are folks we're mad at, not folks that we're afraid of. Do we want to spend more taxpayer dollars to lock them up or not? We're going to keep an eye on this bill as it works its way through, and we will keep you abreast of everything surrounding it. More Louisiana news, but first, we've got to get this break of today's show out of the way. We'll do so, come back and talk more with you right where you've got it on the Clarence Bugg Show, only on the Pelican. Stay close.
I owed the IRS $10,000.
The IRS garnished my wages.
They put a lien on my house.
I'm self-employed and didn't report all my income. They claim I owe a lot more than I do.
The IRS is the most powerful collection agency in the world. They do not give up until you pay.
I couldn't sleep. We were being audited. I called Tax Solutions Now, and a great big weight was lifted off my shoulders.
I called Tax Solutions Now, and they got the IRS off my back.
Tax Solutions Now had my wage garnishment lifted in 48 hours.
Tax Solutions Now can get you help. Our agents know the rules, can stop the pain, and get you the best deal.
Tax Solutions Now saved my business.
I qualified for the Fresh Start program. I paid less than I owed.
We connect you with a team of former IRS agents and tax professionals who get the IRS off your back. Time is running out. Call Tax Solutions now.
Call 800-778-4345. 800-778-4345.
Live and play on the fairway at Greystone Golfing Country Club, a serene, challenging golf destination located in Denham Springs. For tee times and membership opportunities, go to GreystoneCountryClub.com.
Hi, I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
And I'm Dr. Kay Siller with The Rocket Right Show.
We are two busy blondes on the go showing off life in Louisiana.
Watch us on Pelican Sports Network.
And Talk 107.3 FM. Check local listings for times.
Team Honda wants to thank you for once again making us Louisiana's #1 new car dealer by offering you never-before-seen savings. For the first time ever, get 0% financing up to 60 months on some of your favorite Honda models. Get thousands in savings right now at Team Honda on Segan Lane.
Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent. Depend on us for service, for selection, for price. Get huge Whirlpool savings. Shop now and save on Whirlpool appliances throughout the store. Plus, experience our price match guarantee and ask about special financing. You can depend on the know-how of people who live appliances every day. Balello's Furniture and Appliances, your dependable independent with nationwide buying power.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
Back to today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. By the way, coming to you live as we do every day with the exception of Monday from Bayou Smokehouse, the home of old school barbecue, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. If you are one of those folks that's looking for some really, really good barbecue and made from scratch, everything to go with it, 10655 Coursey Boulevard. We'll be telling you a little bit more about it later on in the show. Promised you more Louisiana news as we headed into our last commercial break. The Louisiana Department of Children and Family Services, DCFS, announced yesterday that it has received federal approval to begin virtual disaster supplemental nutrition assistance, also known as DSNAP. If you're old school like me, that's emergency food stamps, disaster food stamps, because of the recent ice storms here in Louisiana. 23 of our 64 parishes were severely affected by the winter storms on February 15th through the 18th of this year. The application process will be in two phases between Monday, yesterday, April 5th, and Saturday, April 17th. and will follow an alphabetical schedule according to your last name. DSNAP, as you are probably aware, provides food assistance to eligible households who don't receive regular SNAP benefits and who need help buying groceries due to lost income or damages following a disaster. The state must request that the federal government initiate DSNAP, but can only do so after the president activates the Stafford Act and approves the parish for individual assistance. Each 1A approved parish must also request DSNAP before the benefits can be provided to eligible residents of that parish. The 23 parishes that requested and were approved for federal individual assistance and DSNAP due to extensive power outages, water outages, other damages from the ice storm are as follows: Avoyelles, Bienville, Bossier, Caddo, Calcasieu, Catahoula, Claiborne, Concordia, DeSoto, East Baton Rouge, Franklin, Grant, LaSalle, Madison, Natchitoches, Ouachita, Rapides, Red River, Richland, Sabine, Webster, West Carroll, and Wynne. Residents who receive SNAP benefits in February of 2021, you are not eligible for DSNAP and should not apply. I say again, residents who received SNAP benefits in February of this year are not eligible. Don't bother applying. Residents who began to receive SNAP benefits after February 2021 may be eligible. Due to ongoing concerns, obviously, and nothing these days goes without being subjected to COVID-19 pandemic protocols, DSNAP applications will be handled by phone and benefit cards will be mailed to individuals who are approved. Residents will be assigned a day based on the first letter of their last name to call the LA Help You Customer Service Center to apply and be interviewed for DSNAP on their designated day. Residents, grab a pen, and I'll give you this number if you fall into that category. 1-888-524-3578. Again, 1-888-524-3578. Obviously, as is the case with everything you do when you call, first of all, you're going to have to select the language. If you like English, press 1. If you want whatever, press this number. After doing that, then press 331 and you'll be on your way. All of this will take place between the hours of 7:30 in the morning until 6:30 p.m. There are, by the way, translation services provided for individuals whose primary language is not English. So, if you fall into that category, then be advised that we have now gotten the approval, and the good folks here in Louisiana are more than willing to help you in that regard. We all knew because of the magnitude of the ice storm. What was it, Marty? How many days were we shut down? I know we took the whole week off. Well, 4 days is our work week here. But the ice storm, what was it like for the whole week? A lot of parts of the state were just completely shut down. Yeah, pretty much a whole week. So we knew that there were going to be individuals due in large part to power outages that were going to need some sort of food assistance. That has now been okayed from the feds. So keep an eye out in that regard, and hopefully they will be able to expedite the process, and you and yours will be able to navigate the system fairly quickly. Speaking of Louisiana news. It is one of our treasures here in Louisiana. And let me hasten to add, if you are a Louisianian and you've never taken advantage of this, you are truly denying yourself the opportunity to experience one of the gems, one of the many gems that we have, GEMS, not GYMS, here in the great state of Louisiana. But sadly, recently, there are, I would have to imagine, some individuals, I was tempted to say an individual, but from all accounts, it's probably more than one. If you've never been to the Kisatchie National Forest here in Louisiana, you truly are missing a treat. Unfortunately, however, authorities in Alexandria report that firefighters responded to 10 wildfires in different parts of the Kisatchie National Forest last month. If you've never been, you may not know. This thing is huge. It covers parts of 7 parishes. Grant Parish Sheriff Stephen McCain said 5 of the fires have been in his parish, Grant Parish. So far, they have burned hundreds and hundreds of acres of timber in Grant Parish. So obviously, law enforcement is of the opinion this is something more than just one guy that has a fetish for setting fires. If by chance you have any information regarding the person responsible for this, please give law enforcement a call. We are talking about resources that belong to our state. We are talking about a treasure that belongs to the citizenry here. And sadly, just so far, and it's funny how this thing works. When you're talking that much acreage, that much timber, many times you have to set fires to control the fire so that you can deprive it of fuel. So far, 2,062 acres have been burned. And if there is any way possible at all to get this individual from our midst, if you have any information at all, please call law enforcement and assist them in doing what they do. By the way, if you have that information, the Louisiana Forestry Association says they are offering a $2,000 reward for information leading to the conviction of those individuals responsible for the fires. So, if it weren't enough for you to turn that information over because you love our state, if it weren't enough because you love this gem of a facility, the Kisatchie National Forest, if it wasn't enough that you want to be sure that it remains the gorgeous place that it is for our children and grandchildren to enjoy, then there's no other way for me to say it than do it for the money. Show me the money. Do it for the $2,000 reward. Listen, we are not going to judge you. We will not judge you. Well, he just did it for the money. I don't care why you do it. Do it because you're a civic-minded citizen and you want these clowns removed from our midst. Do it because you and your family go to Kisatchie during the summer or the fall or the winter and you enjoy the facility. Or do it for the money. I don't care, as long as we get her done. These individuals obviously have exhibited a serious disrespect for the entire citizenry of the state of Louisiana. And the sooner we can remove them from our midst, the better off we will be as a state. Pure and simple. Bottom of the hour break. Got to get this done. When we come back, I'm going to show you the side effects of being woke. And I know, that's just stupid is normally reserved for Monday, but stupid is as stupid does. And you know your buddy Clarence, I call him like I see him. That's up next as we continue the Clarence Bud Show here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Got termites? Get Premier Pest. PremierPestServices.com.
Hi, I am Dr. Farrell Frugier Jr., and I am a general dentist at Frugier Family Dentistry. I was born and raised in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I went to Catholic High School, LSU, and LSU School of Dentistry in New Orleans, where I received my DDS degree in 1986. I always have and will continue to be committed to continuing my education, to invest in technology which makes the diagnosis and delivery of dentistry more thorough, more comfortable, and more aesthetically pleasing. In our practice, we are here to serve the patients. We want to improve their quality of life and to develop relationships with our patients. In dentistry, we have a chance to impact lives on a daily basis, not just by doing dentistry, but by getting to know them and being a part of their life. We also believe in giving back to our community. So every year, we give back to the Greater Baton Rouge Food Bank, Toys for Tots, and Mary Bird Perkins Cancer Center. Please stop by and visit our office. We would love to take care of you and your family.
Jaguar Nation, we need your help in masking up Louisiana.
Masks help us slow the spread of COVID-19.
During this time, we must continue to wear a mask, wash our hands, and practice social distancing.
It's important that we continue to abide by the CDC's guidelines to stop the spread.
Jaguar Nation, we challenge you to mask up.
Go Jags!
Hello guys, it's Debbie. It's time. I've got a brand new location. 10510 Airline Highway, Baton Rouge, next to After 5 Tuxedos. We have the perfect spot to get all your wedding and formal wear needs. Come see our one-of-a-kind name brand and get great prices. With 30 years experience, the best customer service anywhere. It's Debbie's Bridal, Airline Highway, Baton Rouge. See you soon.
Caught spiders? Premier Pest Services.
Welcome back to today's edition of the Clarence Bud Show. Listening has truly become a lost art in America. Most people are not interested in conversation. They're interested in telling you what they think. There is a distinct difference between talking with people and talking to people. You will notice, if you are somewhat to moderately observant, most people these days, they only listen long enough for you to stop talking so that they can start. Very seldom do they take the opportunity to truly digest what you're saying. It is a lost art in America. And even more troubling than that, common sense that I know is not common anymore. Let me put that out there right now. I understand. Common sense ain't common anymore. But there was a time in this country where we would look at people after they would say certain things, then we would watch what they did. And that would tell us in no uncertain terms whether or not what they told us, many times vehemently, that would tell us if in fact they were truly sincere about what they were telling us. The whole get woke, cancel culture crowd in America today, all you have to do is take the time to truly listen to what they are saying and then watch what they actually do. I told Marty this morning, and I'm going to have to hone it. I've got to fine tune it. Actually, I was talking with Katie, and just kind of flippantly, I said, you know, you'll find once you get on the highway to stupid, there are very few off-ramps that you can take. Once you get your car on I stupid, there's not a whole lot of off-ramps. You get on the road to stupid, and it's hard to get off. For example, you all know now about Major League Baseball going woke and how they have now succumbed to pressure from Coca-Cola, Delta Airlines, UPS, all these big mega corporations headquartered in Atlanta over the passage of this new voter integrity bill. And by the way, if you've been listening to the mainstream media and their description of this voter integrity bill, get your information from someplace else, because these folks are lying to you up and down the board. But I digress. Major League Baseball decides, in the interest of racial equality, racial justice, since the folks in Georgia passed this bill requiring picture ID for voting, we can't have that. We got to take this American institution, the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, we need to take this someplace else to show our support for their values. So what did Major League Baseball do? They moved the All-Star Game from Atlanta, Georgia to Denver, Colorado. Woohoo! We got it out of Georgia. By God, we're going to show them we got this game moved. Here's the problem. Remember, at the beginning of this segment, I told you, listen to people and then watch what they do, okay? That will tell you whether they are sincere or not. This whole fiasco, the whole episode, was because Major League Baseball and its detractors want to be woke and avoid the cancel culture. So they move the All-Star Game from Atlanta to Denver, Colorado. Here's the problem. Atlanta is one of the blackest cities in America. 51% African American. They moved the game to Denver, freaking Colorado, one of the whitest cities in all of America. Only 9% African American population. Oh, and did I mention, it is projected black businesses in Atlanta, because the game is being moved, it's expected that black-owned businesses in Atlanta will lose a projected $100 million in revenue. But we're doing this to help y'all. We're doing this to stand on principle. We're doing this in the interest of racial equity. You moved the game from a city that, I don't know how many white people know this, but as far back as the 70s, in the African American community, Atlanta was called Chocolate City. You moved the game from a city 51% majority African American to one of the whitest cities in all of America. Of course, now, these are also the same people, the woke crowd. These are the same folk. Coca-Cola, UPS, Delta Airlines leading the charge. By God, we're on your side. We're going to do everything within our power to help you guys out to be sure that all of this becomes a reality. Apparently, Coca-Cola thought people were not going to find out. Just last year, at their annual shareholders meeting, you know what you had to show to get in to the meeting? A picture ID. Same stuff they're railing about in the state of Georgia, Coca-Cola is doing it themselves. UPS, to gain access to access points in their facilities, you know what you got to show? A picture ID. Now, if that weren't bad enough, Mr., Ms. Corporate, do as I say, not as I do crowd, if that weren't bad enough, New York City has voting laws that are a hell of a lot more strict than Georgia's. And where is Major League Baseball's corporate headquarters? New York City. Do as I say, not as I do. But remember, I told you, if you weren't so busy flapping your gums, you could actually use your ears. See, it is a physical impossibility. You cannot talk and listen at the same time. You got to do one or the other. There's a reason God gave us one mouth and two ears, meaning you should listen twice as much as you talk. Some of y'all ain't gonna get that till late tonight. Oh, I got it. 2 ears, 1 mouth, listen twice as much as you talk. I get it. But after you finish listening, watch. And they'll tell you everything you need to know. It is going to be a hoot and a half to watch Major League Baseball explain how, in the interest of racial harmony and racial equity, we move the game from a 51% African American city to one of the whitest cities in all of America. I can't wait. Marty said, man, come over to the house. I'll pop some popcorn. We get us a couple of cold ones. We can sit down and watch the show. Of course, now you see how the White House is rapidly backtracking on the whole boycott thing. Well, President Biden wasn't trying to head up the boycott. He was just trying to show solidarity with the players. I never knew they raised crawfish in D.C. Oh, wait, that's right. They're politicians. It's what they do. This is going to be fun to watch them explain this away. As Ricky Ricardo used to say on I Love Lucy, Lucy, you got some splaining to do. In the interest of racial harmony and equity, we're going to put this game in one of the whitest cities in all of America. Yeah, that's the ticket. That'll fix it. Right. Final break of today's show. We'll get it done, come back, put that big old pretty bow on this puppy, and we wrap up today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show, here and only here on the Pelican. Stay close.
Hi, I'm Bobby Yarborough with Manda Fine Meats. Here at Manda, we know what the folks of South Louisiana love. They love great flavored smoked sausage, delicious deli meats, and specialty items like boudin and andouille sausage. Manda Fine Meats has been providing these products since 1947. We produce them right here in Baton Rouge, so you know you're always getting the freshest product at your local grocery store. Manda Fine Meats. Taste the fresh local flavor in everything we make. Make it Manda every time.
From appetizers, pasta dishes, and entrees, La Contea takes pride in preparing all the Italian cuisine we know you love. Enjoy live music every Thursday through Saturday from 6 to 9, happy hour weekdays from 3 to 6, and brunch on Sundays from 11 to 2, as well as dinner portion-sized lunch specials for under $10. Visit our website to view our menu and book a party or meeting in our large banquet room. Once you try La Contea, your Italian dining will change forever.
We're making 2021 the year of savings, and it starts right now at Team Toyota. Come get a new 21 Corolla for just $189 a month, or get a 20 Camry for just $19,995. It's a year full of savings starting right now, right here at Team Toyota.
No one can stop me when I taste the feeling. Nothing could ever bring me down. Nothing could ever bring me down. Taste the feeling.
Sometimes life is wonderful, and sometimes it's not. Cherish the good, but always be prepared for life's challenges. At Private Healthcare, we provide the peace of mind you deserve. With Private Healthcare, you'll get the coverage you want and healthcare you need. If your employer doesn't supply healthcare coverage and you don't qualify for Medicare or Medicaid, you need to give us a call right now. Private Healthcare is private health insurance for ages 65 and under with medical, dental, vision, and even prescription coverage. When life comes at you unexpectedly, you need to be ready, and health insurance is your financial safety net. Health insurance has never been so easy and affordable. If you're looking for health coverage at the best price and your annual household income is $35,000 or more, call the number on the screen now and speak with a live healthcare consultant. Don't wait. Get the coverage you need now.
Welcome back to the final segment of today's edition of the Clarence Bugg Show. It is, if you are the owner of an LG smartphone, if I were to ask you, are you in the market for a new phone? You, in all likelihood, would say, nah, not really. I'm satisfied with what I have. As a matter of fact, that's what I have, is an LG phone. But the South Korean electronics manufacturer announcing this week that they expect to fully exit the cell phone business by the end of July. LG saying yesterday that they are getting out of its loss-making mobile phone business and instead will focus on electric vehicle components, robotics, artificial intelligence, and other products and services. Their board of directors approved the shift in strategy, and the company says they fully expect to completely be out of the mobile phone business by the end of July. So, if you had that LG phone that you love, or sadly, the one that you just bought, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I'm sure, as they do with most things, there will be an inventory of parts that will carry them for a little while. But obviously, with every passing day, every passing week, every passing month, they become harder and harder to find replacement parts. So you may want to take that into consideration if, in fact, you were just getting ready. I'm kind of partial to the LG Stylo 6. Great phone, great screen size, good preloaded apps, has the stylus that makes it so much easier for people with clumsy thumbs like myself. It's just a great phone. But they have decided that they were not making enough profit on cell phones, so they are getting out of the business. By the way, LG, just so happens, was the third largest seller of cell phones in the world. So, on one hand, you will lose this company selling millions of cell phones. On the other hand, fortunately, there will be more than enough companies willing to step in and fill that void. We are, again, today, broadcasting live, as we do each and every day, from Bayou Smokehouse, the home of old school barbecue at 10655 Coursey Boulevard. If you've not come by yet, what are you waiting on? What is your problem? Obviously, you're not a real Louisianian, because real Louisianians, when you start talking a smokehouse and barbecue, oh, you can't get there fast enough. But you know, you've probably heard me talk about one of the things that I absolutely love about the food here is everything is made from scratch. The sides, none of that, okay, let's run in the back, open up one of those big old institutional size cans. I learned that because my mom spent her whole life in school food service and in the culinary arts. The big old giant institutional size cans, dump it in a pot, turn on the fire, walk away. None of that. And to show you the authenticity of what I'm talking about, if you are a smoked sausage fan, and this is South Louisiana, so who's not, right? They make their own smoked sausage. They grind the meat themselves. They stuff the sausage casing themselves. They smoke the sausage themselves. They make it from scratch, grind it, stuff it, smoke it, the whole nine. Now, far be it from me to criticize where you get your sausage. That is completely up to you. But at the end of the day, there's one place you can go where you know, hands down, it's fresh. There's one place you can go where you know, no question about it, it was made with a whole lot of love. And the fact of the matter is, if you're a real Louisianian, you should expect that anywhere you go. Now, I can't speak for the rest of those folks out there, but at 10655 Coursey Boulevard, got you covered in that regard. And additionally, aside from all of this, I'm going to tell you something else you're going to absolutely love. The service. Just this morning. Oh, and by the way, in case I forget, they're closed on Monday, okay? People have to get rest sometime, okay? But Monday is the only day. Otherwise, they're open every day. Just this morning, I'm talking with the wait staff, right? You talk about people who love their job. They told me, Mr. Clarence, yesterday we were off. And the next thing I know, we're sitting there texting each other saying how much we wish we were at work. When is the last time you said that about your job? When is the last time on your off day you sent your coworkers a text message saying, man, I can't wait till we get back to work? Now, I'm not counting, COVID-19 after you've been locked in the house for 6 months, scared to breathe, scared to go outside, scared to walk the dog. I'm not talking about that. When you went back to work, when was the last time you got home and on your off day, you're texting your coworkers saying, man, I sure miss being at work. We have a good time at work. I love my customers. I love my job. Listen, you might be willing to go someplace and spend your hard-earned money with people that don't really care whether they're there or not. We've seen them all. You walk up to the counter to pay for it, and they're sitting there talking about everything in the world, but how was your experience? You're privy to it. You walk up, and it's as though, well, I'm doing you a favor by allowing you to give me some money for the service we provided. You've seen it. That doesn't happen here. Here's the deal. I'm going to channel my inner Bill Profita. Here's the deal. I challenge you to prove me wrong. I'm here 4 days a week, so I ain't hard to find. I challenge you. Prove me wrong. 10655 Coursey Boulevard. Bayou Smokehouse, the home of old school barbecue. Time's up, y'all, and I gotta go. But this day, maybe more so than any other, I give it to you. America, we're not perfect, but for this old boy's money, it's the best there is. And God knows there is no place else on his green earth that I'd rather be. Speaking of the good Lord, you realize he loves you, right? And I hope you know that I do too. Either way, there ain't a doggone thing you can do about either one. We'll see you tomorrow. God bless.